Welcome to this fan-requested comparison featuring Kevin Levrone and his 1997 Mr. Olympia version versus Brandon Curry and his 2019 Arnold Classic winning version. And of course, I had to begin that with a radio voice. Why not? You have it, use it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure I'm going to get some comments saying you cannot put these two together. The camera angles are totally different. The camera quality, everything is totally different. But heck, we're at home. We're bodybuilding fans. There's no shows lately, so just for fun, let's do a little comparison. And I am actually quite surprised. Brandon Curry features a tiny small waist, and look at the V-taper, the lats, and the waistline, just destroying Kevin Levrone. But when I look at the limbs, it's the opposite. Kevin Levrone has the edge. Look at the size of his arms. And the legs as well, not to mention the calves. Oh, Brandon is going to get killed in that region. But I notice a torn pec for Kevin Levrone, and there is no rear relaxed, so as you may have guessed, there's basically going to be no symmetry round front double bicep pose. This was honestly never a good pose for Kevin Levrone, but compared to Brandon Curry, his arms are huge. He lacks the peak. Brandon, once again, look at that waistline to lat ratio. That's almost enough to get the victory. Plus he has, like I said, the better shape of the biceps. Levrone, just a beast in this shot. Not bad at all. But I think Brandon, he may get a slight edge. On to the next pose, which is the front lat spread, and it's not a straight-on shot of Levrone, but unless he transformed a perfectly symmetrical front lat spread here in 97 and none of the other years, then we are safe to assume that it is non-symmetrical. And Brandon Curry, on the contrary, you could take a mirror image and it would look exactly the same. I'm telling you right now, this guy in the front lat spread is a killer. Unfortunately, and this is Kevin's fault, there was no calves in his picture. Brandon's, there was, and he had tiny little whiffles. But I don't think that it is going to make enough difference because Brandon is just destroying anybody in this shot. I mean, look at his lats. It's just fantastic. Here in the side chest pose, and the camera angles are totally different, but I'm using all that into consideration, and I'm telling you, both of these guys are very similar in this shot. Like I said, the camera angle totally different, so you're not going to get the same angle. And in my opinion, Kevin's just a little bit bigger. And besides that, he is winning in the calves, guys. We can't see it, and that's unfair. But we know Kevin, he didn't have the best calves in the world. But standing next to guys like Dorian Yates, if you were not packing heat in that area, then trust me, he would have been noticed for weak calves. And Kevin, he had a decent set. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the side tricep, or the side chest pose. This is the side tricep. And you 1990s boosters can stick your chests out and stick your little typing fingers out and type some comments and let us know that when the picture clarity is equal. I mean, this is a good, clear shot of Levrone. You can see the conditioning was far superior as far as the side and front shots. I'm not talking about the glutes now, although in that area, Kevin is beating in the side glutes there. He is beating Brandon Curry. Couldn't even think of his name. He obviously is not that, doesn't have that much pop and zip and appeal. But Kevin Levrone, just incredible in this shot. Look at the tricep itself. And in 97, I've criticized Levrone for having a softer tricep. In 97, it was crisp. I watched the video recently. Did a fantastic job Kevin Levrone did. Just unbelievable. He definitely should have placed higher than he did. Here is the transition into the side tricep. I should have probably put this before the actual mandatory shot, which this is not. But you can plainly see that visible tricep that I was talking about of Kevin Levrone in 97. It never looked quite so good. This is one of his best versions for sure. So it was definitely a good idea to pit this version up against Brendan Curry. And he is winning this shot for sure. But let's have a look at the back developments. And unfortunately, there's no lags for Kevin Levrone, so I didn't even bother showing the ones of Brendan Curry. But Brendan, he didn't have the best glutes, he didn't have the best legs, and he most certainly had, if he was around in the 90s, he would have had the worst, bar none, the worst set of calves in bodybuilding history, for sure. But nowadays, it's not really, doesn't stick out that bad. But anyway, Kevin Levrone, he's winning in the back. He's winning probably in the legs. He's most certainly winning in the calves. He's getting a point in the rear lat spread, guys. The rear double bicep was never a... Well, it's not a bad pose for Levrone, but when you compare it with his lat spread, it was the weaker of the two. Brendan Curry, I'm going to go ahead and maybe give him a point in this one. Look at the traps on him. Here is a screenshot of Levrone, and I do not like using these. And you can definitely see he is a little bit shallow in the in the lat region, sorry. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give Brendan Curry a point. And the hits just keep on coming for Brendan Curry, don't they? For a nowadays guy, I have to say, I have to hand it to Brendan Curry. He has a fantastic waistline. And let's face it, this was a massive version of Levrone. Compare him to Sean Ray of 97, and I mean my soul. But anyway, that fantastic waistline of Curry, it is fetching him a victory in the ab and thigh, and I get criticized a lot because I always end up handing Kevin Levrone a loss in the ab and thigh. He's always going up against the best ab and thighs, let's face it. Anyway, this is Brendan Curry. He's a tough man to beat, guys. And I know I should not have to explain myself each and every time I use the most muscular. I understand it was not a mandatory shot in 1997, but they hit it. They hit it with verve and pizzazz, so we use it. We use it as a judging tool. The most muscular is it's an important pose. And let's face it, without this one, Kevin Levrone, he would be down in points, I believe. I didn't take a count yet, but I'm telling you, Brendan Curry, he is good. But we learn a few things as we grow up, enter life. I mean, you don't pee in the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't try to match most musculars with the 1997 Kevin Levrone. You end up getting hurt. The crab was never Kevin's best, although he is still doing enough to fend off Brendan Curry to get the overall victory in the most muscular pose. Brendan crouches down a little bit too much. It does create a lot of arm size and delt size, but just not enough, like I said, taking into consideration that hands clasped of Kevin Levrone. Kevin gets the all-important last point, which leads me to make a final decision on my own, because on the score sheet, it's an exact tie. I'm gonna lean towards Kevin Levrone. Once again, he most recently got a victory over Dennis Wolf because of around the same reason, the calves. He's more complete. And in a couple of those close-up shots, his skin looked a lot thinner, if you ask me, so his conditioning. And it's not an easy decision, guys, because Kevin did have a torn pec in that front relaxed position. But then he battled back with the superior calves. Even in that position, Brendan Curry showed me that he had some terrible calves. And the judges in the IFBB may look past that nowadays, but I judge all decades from the 30s, the 40s, up until today, and I see the calves, and I ding them. They're losing in that area, and it means a lot. Kevin Levrone, 1997, one of his best versions. Personally, one of my favorite. Just massive. Hope you guys enjoyed this fan-requested comparison, and what the heck, I will honor the very first comment in this one, or the very first request, that is, for a bodybuilding comparison. Please, guys, no Burt Reynolds versus Tony Danza, although Tony had pretty good build. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel already. Have a great day.